I wanted to make a video today about things that I look for when I'm looking on YouTube, especially since I've changed my whole lifestyle. Since going vegan, it's completely made me reevaluate what I put in my body, what I'm eating. It's just made me a lot more interested in how I live my life, really. So I'm 33 now. Losing weight is way more difficult than it used to be. I used to be able to go on like a month's diet, bit of exercise, and it would just drop off. Now I can put on a stone in a month or less normally, a couple of weeks, and I can actually put on a stone when I do like a mass binge eat, which I've talked about in one of my other videos. And link with that things where I look for about how people plan their days. Because for me, being anxious and having OCD, and not cleaning OCD, I just have routine OCD. So I like everything to be done each day in a set way. I like to get up at certain times, do everything in a certain order. And if somebody asks me to do something like that, it makes me really anxious, but it just makes me not sure. I don't want to do it, and I feel conflicted and I feel guilty because I don't want to do it, so I feel like I'm letting the other person down, or I can't fully enjoy it because all I can think about is the other thing that I should be doing. And then I feel I get to the end of the day and I haven't had a good day, even though I had a lovely day visiting someone or something. It's not achieved what I wanted to achieve, so I don't feel like that day has been successful. So I'm doing this video as part one. So started yesterday looking at overloading myself really with different exercises, when I should do it, when I shouldn't do it, what I should be eating. Done so many different diets. I've loved some of them. Some bits have worked for me, some haven't. So I'm trying to combine the bits that I like, make it a routine for 2 weeks, see how I get on and see if it works for me, rather than doing a strict diet for 3 weeks and then a strict exercise regime for another week and not knowing what I'm doing, what I'm following. And I just found that I was awake for hours last night thinking about it. So I've done intermittent fasting before and I really like it. And I've kept that for like a year, really, just cutting out breakfast, because if I eat breakfast, I'm starving afterwards. It doesn't fill me up. Even if I have oats or all the suggestions that I've looked at, it does not make me less hungry eating something that's more healthy or more substantial. I think it's 16:8 or something. So I will stop eating at 8, 9 o'clock. And then I will have start eating again at 1 p.m. the next day. So I cut out breakfast. It's cheaper as well, saves money. I know that that works for me. It means I end up eating in a smaller window, so I don't eat too much. So that's great. Means I like a higher calorie tea. I like a nice meal to look forward to at the end of the day. I feel like I can't diet if I'm not enjoying what I'm eating. I don't mind if I have to have one meal a day that's just not that great, but it fulfills a need. But I need one meal a day at least that's going to make me feel satisfied. I don't really like snacking because it lowers the calories I can have in the evening. I don't mind leaving, say, 200 calorie sort of free for a snack after my evening meal if I need something sweet. So I try to keep that sort of amount to the side, but I don't like calorie counting specifically. So I try to find meals that already have the calories set on there for me, so I can just sort of guess about what I'm having in a day. So I'm aiming for about 1,500 per day. So I did a smoothie diet for 3 weeks. Last week was the end of the 3 weeks. I really like the smoothies, actually. They were filling, they were quick, easy, got a lot of good nutrients into me. So I'm going to try and have that as my first meal of the day. Along with us on some sourdough. So at least then it's a good bread for me, because it's that fermented bread that's good for my stomach, stops me bloating. Feel like I'm having a treat having some bread, but it's still tasty. So I've made a loaf of that myself and frozen it. And then I'm going to wait and then have tea. So exercise wise, normally I would do it in the morning because get it out of the way with, do it first thing. But I find I love a coffee in the morning. The first thing I want to do in the morning, get up and have a coffee. So now I have to allow myself a coffee in the morning, then an hour's break before I do my exercise. To try something, incorporate what I've tried today for 2 weeks and stick with it, which is get up in the morning and take the dogs for a walk first thing. So that sort of starts me like my metabolism going, raises my heart rate a little bit, but not to the point where I'm sort of burning energy and not fat. So I'm going to start with that. Then I'm going to get all my work done because I'm quite productive in the mornings. My daughter's schoolwork because I'm in lockdown at the moment, and then have my lunch at 1, and then leave 2 hours for my lunch to go down, and then I'm going to do my exercise. So a bit weird in the afternoon to do it, not something I've done before, but at least then I've got energy, I've eaten, had all the coffees I want to. I've got all the jobs done that are on my mind, so that's not sort of hanging over me. So I'm hoping it went well today. Did an hour of sort of a warm up, some stomach exercises, then some inner thigh exercises, then like a HIIT workout, and then a cool down like yoga session. So it all equated to an hour. And then I had my tea this evening, sort of about 5:30, and then I've just gone out and taken the dogs out again. So I walked after my meal so that I'm sort of like moving everything around. I hope that helps. So this is day 1. I weigh 10.6 this morning. That's another thing as well. I get on the scales, first thing 10.6, 2 hours later 10.7, and then half an hour after that 10.8. So what, I've put on £2 in the space of an hour. I don't know why I weigh myself. I know I shouldn't, and I'm sure everyone's shouting, oh, you shouldn't do that, muscle weighs more than fat. It doesn't, by the way. One thing that weighs a pound and another thing weighs a pound, they both weigh the same, but it's just more dense than fat. So muscle is like this big as a pound, whereas fat's like this big as a pound. So yes, I understand that it's denser, and when you put on muscle, you will look different, but you may still weigh more. But with a calorie deficit and the exercise that I'm doing and the running that I'm doing, I should be seeing weight coming off. So I have put a couple of my regular meals through a calorie counter because I didn't realize things that are healthy for you. So say Buddha bowls, really healthy chia seeds, flax seeds, avocados, really good for your body. Not so good on the calorie side. They're like almost 500 or 600 calories for that, which is fine. It just means then that I'll have that as my tea and not my lunch along with a big tea, which I thought I was having this really low calorie lunch. So a couple meals like that, I've worked out that my smoothies are averaging about 300. So that's easy to work out. And then I'm just picking meals that are already set calories. And then I don't have to log everything into a book because I already now know what I'm eating. So that's a stress off me. I can just pick some of the same meals over and over again, ones I like, rather than coming up with millions of new ones, and see how I get on. So I will do an update as it goes along. I'm hoping this will also help me keep on track because I love a routine. Should be better for my brain, should be better for my health, mental health in lockdown, because I started to panic, like get up and think, should I do a workout, shouldn't I do a workout? I know I want to do it, but when should I do it? Should I do it in the evening because that's then better because then my daughter's in bed? It's just going and going and going. So now I have an idea. This is my routine. This is what I'm going to do. Let's see if the routine helps my mental health, helps me feel in control, means I don't have to spend hours thinking about planning something because I now have a plan. And also if it has the desired results, which is 1, yes, I want to lose weight, but 2, I really am enjoying the exercise. It does make me feel good about myself. It does make me happier. It does make my anxiety less because I feel, well, it releases endorphins, doesn't it, the happy hormone. So yeah, it's only a good thing to do exercise. So I want to keep on doing that really. But I know that if you do it sort of 90 days, it becomes a routine part of your life. But then I'd also like to know that I know what I'm doing. I know that, oh, on that days I like doing these sort of exercises, and then I do a run on that day. That sort of helps me out a bit. That's the only problem with this, is running in the afternoon is not going to be any good when it's sunny and hot outside. So maybe I'll keep my runs for a rainy day, or leave them to do a bit later, so say 5 o'clock, and then just have a bit of a later tea, and then stretch my fasting until a little bit later the next day. I'll see, and I'll update you. Thank you for watching, and wish me luck.